Hey crafty friends, Einat Kessler here with 12 cards of Christmas 2015. So today we're creating a Technic combo kind of card. I have here two cards. I'm going to use one to emboss with this embossing folder by Spellbinders. It has a really beautiful numbers pattern. And what I'm going to do is just cut the card in half, and then I'll have a front part to add to my card later on this in the same size, more or less. So I'm just cutting that with my little trimmer outside of the focus area, but trust me, here it is. This one I'm just checking it's gonna go nicely one on top of the other, and it does. So now I can insert that in my folder, and it will be really beautiful. I love this folder. Actually, it has two sides. One is number, and if you turn it to the other side, if you close it on the other side, it's letters. So it's a really beautiful double folder. Anyways, with this kind of folder, you need your big white plate, which I can't remember which letter that is. I think it's A, and then C. This is with the Cuttlebug. I'm talking about the Cuttlebug. And just go through twice. I always like to go twice, and then it's nice and embossed. The pattern is very raised, very detailed. I love feeling that. It's really pretty. I want to show you this up close before I start, because I think you can't see very well because of the light. See how beautiful that is? Yes. Anyways, I'm going to put that aside for a moment and create a snowflake. So I'm just cutting an A4 8 by 11 plain printer paper, white paper. This is about 2.5. You can do it 3, you can do it 2 inches, doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to score every half an inch. And I'm not even counting, so I'm going to go up to 7 inches, and then later when I'll fold, I'll see if it's enough or too much. Just going to go up to 7. I think will be enough, and just fold it in an accordion shape. So you know how to fold it in accordion shape. Actually, one in and one out. Actually, come to think of it, I think up to 7 inches is too much. I think you need less folds than that. I actually need 5 mountains, 5 triangles, so to speak. So I'm just gonna cut this and see if I have 5. I have 1 extra. Just gonna get rid of that because I don't want it to be too thick. You're gonna see in a minute, it's gonna make sense. So 5, right? And then I'm folding it in half, and just take a stapler and staple it in the center. And what do you know, I have no pins in my stapler. Just let me get some. Of course, it had to happen while I'm doing the video, right? Right. Let me just get them. I'm sorry about that. I don't know who uses that all the time. Oh, probably me. Anyways, staple it in the center. This is why you don't want it to be too thick, and also because you need to cut it with scissors, and if you have too many layers, it's impossible to cut. Now what I'm gonna do is just cut a shape, very random shape. If you want, you can draw this on a paper and make like a template, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. Now the two sides of the staple need to be exactly the same. So again, I'm eyeballing it, but if you need to draw a template and then do it with that, that's fine. And now needs to have on the two sides of the staple needs to be exactly the same cut. So if you cut something on one side, it needs to be exactly the same on the other side. Okay. So I'm just going to open all the folds now, and you'll see we'll get sort of a medallion or a flower. I was aiming for a snowflake, and it actually looks like a snowflake, I think, although it doesn't have 6 points. It has a little bit more. You can make it 6, but I think it's not going to look as nice because it's not going to open so nicely and form a complete circle. So you can try it, and then you only need 3 triangles, not 5 like we did. Remember when we folded the accordion shape? You only need 3 triangles, 3 peaks instead of 5. Then you have 3 times 2 is 6. But I'm just gonna leave it like this with a 10, and I'm just opening the folds, each one. See how nice that is? Like that. Anyway, this is going to go on the front of my card, and it's going to be a little bit white on white, but we're going to add some color to everything, a little bit of color, not too much. So I'm just arranging it so it will be nice and open, and the pattern will be nice and visible. I'm opening the folds, and this is going to go on the right here on the card. Now if you saw the little 24 that are just a little bit of distress ink to emphasize the 2-4 on the pattern, and I'm going to add some distress ink around it, but in a lighter shade. It all depends how much you load your finger with, or if you use a sponge or a blender or another tool. The more you put on that, the darker it will be. But I want to leave the 24 very visible, so everything around it is supposed to be lighter, so that will pop up off the page. And I'm just going to enhance that with a little bit with a red artist big brush pen. And besides the red distress ink that I'm adding now, I am also going to add a little bit of green and a little bit of teal or light blue. So now let's go in with the green. It's very, very subtle, just to color the raised pattern a little bit, but not too much. And let's go in with the teal, a little bit of teal. So it's not very traditional Christmas colors, but I think the teal goes very well here with the red and green, so I felt like adding it. And it also always reminds me of ice and snow. I don't know why, other than white, of course. So I'm gonna add a little bit of teal on the snowflake too, just to make it pop a little bit and not leaving it so white. I wanted it to be white on white, but I can't. It's too dull for me. I need a little bit of color, so I decided to add color. That is sometimes what happens when you start working on a project. You have a vision in your head, and then it changes completely while you're working, and that's okay as long as you like it. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue and attach it to the front of my card like that. I didn't put any glue on the little snowflake parts, those sort of petals, but you can do that if you want to. Maybe you should, I don't know. I just left it like that and it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead with my letter stickers, with my red glittery letter stickers, and add the word joy. If I can just get them out, because sometimes they're very stubborn, those stickers. There's the J, need the little dot on top, and then I can go ahead and add my O. And if you remember from one of the other cards that we did, I used the last Y, so I'm going to show you how to turn a G into a Y. It actually depends on the font. You can't do it always, but sometimes you can if the fonts allow it. And what I'm going to do is take the G and cut out the top part, creating an opening and turning the G into a Y. Yes, magical, right? So you can use your stickers even if you don't have all the letters, but again, it depends on the font. It doesn't always work. Luckily it worked here. So anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of red distress ink on the edges. Again, always like to ink the edges for more definition and to frame the card with something dark or something light, as long as it's visible compared to the other parts of the card. And now I can go ahead and attach it to the front of my card, because remember, this was the panel that we were working on and we got it embossed and everything. And now we can go ahead and add it to the front of the card, if only my glue will decide to cooperate and, oh, here it is, and come out of the bottle. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue and it goes in the front. I really like how this card turned out. I had a completely different vision, but this is even better than what I've imagined. So I liked it very much. Hope you were inspired to create your own 12 cards of Christmas, or at least some of them, because you're only at card number 7. This was fun and very easy to make, and I hope you liked it. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and please visit my website einatkessler.com. You have a link at the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching and stopping by. You can always tell your friends about my great channel. Lots of free video tutorials, right you guys? Anyway, see you all tomorrow.